Hey, what is going on, guys? Hex Competitive back again today with a brand new video. And as always, down in title below, the topic we are talking about today. In today's episode 12 of Tower of God, man. And, I was watching this show. I was watching this episode. And I specifically remember to myself and even have written down that this show, it doesn't rely on great animation. It doesn't rely on special animation, which great and special animation are two and the same. It relies on just good animation, just some B grade, not B plus, not B minus, just some B grade animation and fight scenes. And it uses the choreography, man, of these scenes to really tell the story, showcase the story, and how this show has actually been able to simultaneously tell, storytell while fight scenes are going on has been very good. I've noticed that. It's been especially good. I'm just so impressed. I'm just so impressed with how they've been able to do that. I mean, Bam fighting the bull while going back and forth was cool, just for an example of that. But before we get too far in there, I just really wanted to state that because that's what's making the show great. It's all these small parts that are making the show that are very good and or very well done. They're not great. They're not they're not something unique to where you're just like, oh my god. There's not a Naruto Momoshiki fight going on, and there hasn't necessarily been that moment until I think this one today at the end. And if you don't want spoilers, please leave now. You have been warned. It's not on me anymore. Rachel ends up betraying again. Whatever that reason may be, who knows? Obviously, she is working with the director, and this explains why he's been so calm this whole entire time. He's known the closest thing to the person who had to, cross the goal line was on the other side. Now, as for why she would do something like this, I think that's super, super important. Is she a ranker in secret? I don't know. There's been a theory of she could be an irregular. How did she access the tower? She said she was going to the tower, and then all of a sudden the door opened. Is that how the door opens? We were never really presented with how the door opens, but it looks as if Rachel knew she was getting called to the tower and when she was going, so she must have done it on her own accord. Now, we also must focus on this aspect. What if she's just an irregular that sees Bam as someone who's in her way? And you understand what the scene is, correct? You understand that this scene is a direct reference to episode 3, where the director actually said, but Kun, don't you want to protect those eyes that know no doubt? Guess what eyes have just seen doubt? Bam's eyes. This arc will shape Bam as a character. This moment will shape Bam as a character. I promise you that. It's absolutely positively going to. And we can't move on throughout the episode unless we do actually talk about Yuri. And Yuri finally showed up. We finally got to see how strong she is. We see that she is what they refer to as a ranker princess, which is something that's totally different than what we've, known to be accustomed to. And I'm super excited for this because I caught on whenever Dorsey was fighting the ranker that, okay, she's the youngest, she's the weakest princess that there actually is. And it made a lot of sense, especially because whenever you actually do look at it, she is the newest princess, therefore she should be the weakest, and she should be on ranker kind of levels. It would make sense, especially she's the weakest out of 6, and Yuri is a ranker princess. She's done both. She's climbed the tower, and she's a princess of Jihad. Initially, I thought that the princesses were supposed to be even stronger than the rankers. I was really caught off guard by that since they were talked about and viewed in such a way by the king specifically, unless he just... I don't know. Maybe I need to rewatch that scene again, but that's how it was presented. So I was kind of thrown off by that. Now, at the same time, I did notice this with the show. Yuri doesn't mess around. Yuri's personality with Bam was a much different presentation than what it was with the ranker and everyone else out there. And she doesn't care about the rules. She will defy them. You see, it's interesting because she is so worried early on in the episode that she gave my mic's moving on me. The mic is moving on me, guys. But let's hope that doesn't happen again. But she's so worried about Bam having the sword, originally. We see that. We understand that. And now she's just kind of like, fuck it. People know now. It is what it is. So I think that's really interesting when we look at that. Because why? Is it just because Bam's so young? Is it because she can read Bam? What exactly is that reason? We see that her persona is definitely perceived much different by others around her. Even the ranker was kind of like, whoa, what the hell is going on here at first, right? And then we saw that his ignorance or whatever it was, he's kind of a goofy guy, got in the way and ended up getting him, to meet his demise. So We also need to make sure we discuss how the bull went after Bam, and Bam channeled that golden Shinsu, it looked like. And I got to say, I don't know exactly what that was. Rachel had it too, and then he used it as an ability. So that makes you wonder what it was. So I'm very interested in what's going on here. I don't know why Rachel pushed him, since we're right there. This is really why I wanted to bring the video too at this part. So back to the point to where we were discussing how Rachel pushed Bam, now that we've kind of covered a little bit of the context. So Rachel pushes Bam, right? What the hell's going on? She's working with the director, obviously. That's why he's always so certain. The ranker was just another plan, I guess, a plan B per se, and the bull was as well. So, but it seems as if they were kind of in this together in a while, like for a while. And I say that because, well, Rachel was in a wheelchair, so they had to know that she's either one gonna get stabbed, which that letter that was written to Ho, maybe the director put that there, maybe Rachel put that there, fully setting up the situation to come off as it did in order for him to get to take the administrator's test. Maybe they set them up for this moment and intentionally led them into the administrator test. Maybe Kun and maybe Rao are even bested in this, in particular moment. It's a very interesting situation. It would make a lot of sense because the director has watched Kun do his events and tactics. So he knows that Kun knows how to think. He's learning how he knows that Kun's going to not just look at one step, he's going to look at steps ahead. Therefore, since he knows that foreshadowing, he can try to help throw Kun off in a special way. And that's exactly what's happened here. I mean, the B-roll with all the characters looking should have been self-explanatory of showcasing how all of them did not know what was going on. This was not a part of the plan. And the choreography at the end where the sunlight is, after Rachel pushes Bam and that sunlight is shining a certain way, that choreography was beautiful because that's right when the music cued. As you see, they're not just glowing in the sunlight, have like a yellow tint to them at that point. You see the rays as he's shining on Rachel, and it's really interesting because they wait a second and they cue the music, in which that's what other shows have done. But Tower of God just has like this flair to it. I said it before on Twitter whenever I was tweeting at Glass Reflection and his opinion of the show in the first like 3 episodes or whatever. And it's like, it feels like an anime. Yeah, you can tell. But at the same time, it feels like something different within the animation genre in and of itself. Something with the presentation. Like I see, yeah, it looks like an anime. It walks like it walks and talks like an anime. But then here and there, you notice you're just kind of like, whoa, but you're different from the other ones. And that would refer to this show being a manhwa once again. So yeah, other than that though, guys, this show did a lot of great things. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen next. Whew, great episode. I was just so impressed, man. The music cue was brilliant. She pushed them. They hit that. They took the ED, not the opening, but the ED, turned that into an insert song. And then after turning that said thing into an insert song, they turned it into an insert song for B-roll. And then they turned it to an opening. Like they slowly blended it into not an opening, but an ending. Think about it. That scene was from the anime. They show you the scene of him falling, and then they show you the scene of the characters. Then they come back to the scene of him falling, and then if you really notice, they slowly change the art just a little bit, and it looks like an opening. And that's really cool. That's really, really, really cool. And I'm so happy that I'm getting to experience this anime. I'm so happy that I came back to review some more shows for you guys. And this is awesome. I can't wait for summer and everything else that's coming. Great Manwha. Once again, authors in Japan and studios. What I'm hearing and what I'm seeing from Manwha so far, you may have to step up and maybe go time, baby. Let's see what you got, and let's see competition. Maybe bring out the best of authors now. Maybe we'll get less repetitive stuff from some authors. Maybe we really got to change our game. Maybe, who knows? Maybe this changes anime, saying, hey, we do need to write our shows a little bit different. We're sticking too close to like a safe script. So, and I think a lot of animes do that. Look at isekais. So I wonder. But man, once again, before we get out of here, special show. Go watch the show. Just watch the anime. Go watch read the manga later. That's how I always recommend if you have not checked out the show period and you're interested. Because source material does deter. It does change your mindset. It does. Once, if you're set in stone, you know how a show's supposed to walk and how it's supposed to talk, in your opinion, then you're like, oh. But if you go watch the anime first and then refer back, you're like, okay, I know I watch it, but this is the true stuff. If you watch the true stuff before you watch the stuff that's not going to be exactly the same, then you're going to judge it for that. So I always recommend watching an anime and then refer to the manga. Just try it out, and I think you understand what I'm saying there. It's a thing. It's 100% thing. I mean, if you're used to someone walking and talking one way, the manga, and then you go to an anime, you see it walking and talking similarly, extremely similarly, but not necessarily identical, then you're like, oh. But I mean, if you watch the anime walk and talk first and come back, you'd be like, oh, maybe that's just how you walk. I don't know. As always, guys, you guys have been hacks. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, X25. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys.